stay calm and move on. We hear all of these cute mottos and sayings on how to keep calm and be happy. I always wanted to be a calm and composed person. And then people started telling me, how do you stay calm? How are you so calm? You are a calm person. And I remember that I always wanted to be that person. And I guess within many years of practice, over a decade of practice, of trying different things, of trying different methods on how to be a calmer person, I'm happy to share with you my 10 tips on how I stay calmer than I would if I didn't. I still have moments when I'm not as calm, but I'm working on it. It's a lifetime endeavor. But I'd like to share with you these 10 tips that help me to stay calm. And I'd like to share them with you because I wanted to let you know that I wasn't always this way. I became this way after lots of practice, and these tips have definitely helped me, and I'm happy if it will help you too. Tip number one, knowing that you're not alone. When you are living your life, it doesn't matter what your backdrop is and what your circumstances are, whether you have a very difficult job, whether you have a difficult time running a home, a business, or just some people don't have a lot going on in their lives, they're just anxious. And this is not for people to get medication on. These tips are for people um, who live their lives, who don't need medication prescribed by their doctor, but these tips will help you stay calm holistically. So, knowing that you're not alone, maybe speaking to a friend or a sister, someone who you can confide in consistently every week, every 2 weeks, and just knowing that you're not alone, someone who's in the same boat as you. When you know you're not alone, you feel calmer. I see this a lot in my coaching sessions when I have small intimate groups, already knowing that they share the problem with other people. People are going through exactly what they're going through, already lightens the burden. So when you talk to someone who's going through the same similar difficulties as you, already will lighten the burden, help you know that you're not alone, and help you to stay calmer. When we feel like we're alone in this, we feel like everything is going upside down for us and nothing's going right. So that can help you to stay calm. Number two, take care of yourself physically first. Are you hungry? Are you tired? Did you sleep enough? So maybe you're anxious and you're not calm because you haven't eaten well, or you've overworked yourself, you're drained. So you have to take care of your physical needs first. Sleep enough, however much it is for you. Everybody's different, everybody functions differently. Make sure you eat well, eat healthy, and take care of yourself physically. Make sure you rest enough. Number three, so before you have a challenge in your life where you're not usually calm, whether it's when the kids come home from school, whether it's just a project you're taking up, endeavor at work, and you know that this meeting is gets you rattled up, whatever challenge you go through, that the challenge is your calmness. So you want to take that time to relax, whether you're meditating, whether you are just breathing. There's different types of meditations, mindful meditations, where you just sit with yourself and it just walks you through the meditation. It just talks to you and it's so beautiful. The meditations that I do are goodly, if you find them on YouTube, and also calm. If you YouTube calm, they're amazing meditations that I do. Uh, let's say I'm going home from work and I have to get home. And before I get home, if I didn't get a chance to meditate that day yet, then I'll do a 5 minute meditation before I come into the house. It makes me calmer, more focused, centered, and in a better mood. So that's very, really, really important. Number four, knowing that the more people you have in your family, the wider your threshold of okayness should be. the term Rabbi Pliskin uses, the threshold of okayness. I believe he uses it, or Rabbi Twersky, I'm not sure, but I know I read it. And it's you have to have a wider threshold of okayness, meaning like more things that happen can go wrong, little things, little incidences, and most of life is little incidences. It's rare that something huge and tragic happens on a daily basis. Hopefully that's not in your case. But the wider your threshold of okayness should be, it's things go wrong all the time. Somebody's late, somebody forgot their book bag, you forgot your lunch. These are little nuances and trivialities that happen all the time that could trigger us to become more impatient, irritable, and less calm. So telling yourself it's okay, it happens. And one thing that I took upon myself in my family recently is saying, only God makes mistakes. We make mistakes, it happens. Only God doesn't make mistakes. So it helps me and my family a little bit more than before, and it grounds us more. So this is something you could take upon yourself, and just saying it, even if you don't feel it at the moment, like it happens. You're irritated, it doesn't matter. Just say it. When you say it, and you're going to get in the mood, and you're going to get in the flow of things and be calmer. So number 5 is don't expect perfection. Perfectionists, even on a routine, they live by schedule, they live on a routine, they expect perfection because what could go wrong? We're on a schedule. The kids have a certain amount of at a certain time, they have bedtime, or I make dinner at this time, or I go to work at this time, and I expect from my coworker this. We expect perfection just because it's somebody's job, or because this is their responsibility, and we expect perfection from people, or just have expectations for people. Well, she's my sister, or he's my brother, and he's supposed to be doing this. Expecting perfection from people makes us irritable, upset, and builds upon anxiety. So don't expect perfection. Just expect improvement from yourself on anything that you're working on, because life is a process. Life is not um, something where we reach a goal and that's it. And that's it. There's always something to look forward to. So the less perfection we expect from other people, the happier and calmer we will be. Number 6. Number 6 is notice your breathing. So if you realize when you're getting less calm or anxious, you stop breathing, or you breathe in like in little segments, and you're like, because you're worried and you're thinking about things and you're expecting the worst and you're anxious, and that's understandable. It's a natural emotion. But how do we come out of it? How do we come out of it is by noticing your breathing. If you notice that your breathing isn't flowing, that's your signal. Don't wait till you start raising your voice, or don't wait till you start to engage in other negative behaviors to show that, okay, I'm not calm, I'm worried, I'm upset. Notice your breathing, and maybe you could take a few things off your to-do list because you need to be calmer. Looking at a huge to-do list, it makes us more irritable. What I have to do, what I must do, what I need to do. It's really, really important that we remind ourselves that we're here to do our best and to focus on our breathing, because when you're calm, that's when you're thinking. That's when you can take your next best step forward. When you're not calm, there's just nothing a person can do right when they're angry, when they're upset. There's nothing they can do right because they're just so flushed into their emotions. This is what I learned from Rabbi Zev Balin, who's also a doctor. So there's nothing you can do right. So just focus, calm yourself, and then take the next best step forward. So notice your patterns of breathing. Number 7. Number 7 is focus on the minute in front of your nose. I don't know about you, but I am a list maker. I like making lists of things that I want to do or have to do. It keeps me grounded. Maybe it doesn't work for you, but it's something that I do pretty much on a daily basis. And sometimes it's overwhelming, and sometimes just life happens and turn of events happens where I can't do everything on my list, and I have to turn things around, and it could be overwhelming. So then I try to tell myself, focus on the minute in front of your nose. I learned this from Rebbitzin Schwartz, Estabila Schwartz. Focus on the minute in front of your nose. What's happening right now? The milk spilled all over the table, but I have to make dinner. I'm just going to wipe the milk off and maybe I'll make a simpler dinner. Many years down the road, our kids or our families won't remember what you were supposed to cook. We remember what we were supposed to cook, but they won't remember. And what's the most important thing, as I'll mention again later, is the atmosphere that we set. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of dinner we set in the end, but that's what's in our head. I'm not good enough because I didn't make a nice dinner. I'm not a great mom, or I'm not a good homemaker, or I'm not a good employee. I didn't go out of my way because I didn't show my boss X, Y, and Z. I didn't fulfill my duties. And we must know, listen, I'm going to focus on the minute in front of my nose because that's what I'm responsible for. My job isn't to worry. Hashem created the world, our God created the world. It's his job to worry. Hashem, and one thing that helps me also is, Hashem gave me these worries. You take care of it. You take care. If you put these in my life, show me how to deal with it. I don't know how. And most of the time, we need the guidance. We need that guidance. So another thing that helps me is number 8, not me, not now, and not perfectly. Meaning, let's say you have to wash a load of dishes in the sink, right? And you're just overwhelmed, one thing after the other, things are happening in the house. And there's accidents happening, somebody yelling, somebody forgot their homework, somebody wants this, somebody wants that. And you have to wash the dishes, you need the dishes to serve dinner and to make dinner. Now, and also cleanliness, you want a clean kitchen. So you could tell yourself, not me, not now, and not perfectly. So not me, maybe I can have someone else help me with the dishes. One of the kids, maybe if your husband is willing to help you, that's fine too. Not now, and maybe not me now, right? Not now. Maybe I can rest first and then wash. Maybe I'm too anxious. I need to do some self-care. That's really important. Not now, right? And not perfectly. So not perfectly means I don't have to wash all of them. Maybe I'll wash most of them. And yet perfectionists want everything right now perfectly, done well, done perfectly. And we can't live as perfectionists, and that's not our job in this world. I know of a teacher who left working during this horrible, experience that we're going through, this pandemic. She left working in her school because she was a perfectionist. She was just extremely specific in the way she did her lessons, her lesson plans, the way she wanted things. She wouldn't confide in other teachers, even though those teachers were in her grade, because she was just a perfectionist. And what happened was she had more going in her life. She got married, she had kids, and she just left the whole school system because you just can't do everything right. You can't be the best mother and the best teacher and the best everything. You have to be able to juggle. You have to be able to say what's important and to be flexible in order to overcome challenges in life. So this really helps me. Not me, not now, not perfectly. Number 9. Number 9 is really important as well. It's focusing on the bigger picture. So focus on what is really important. So let's say in your head, okay, Sundays I have to do something with my family. Or like you have a once a month thing with your friends. You go out with your friends. Whatever it is, you have this thing that you see yourself doing. And yet, the way you do it can lead to anxiety and stress. Let's say you want to go out with your family on a Sunday, whether it's to the park, wherever that it is, right? It could be something small, walking around the neighborhood, and you have a small amount of time. It's gonna rain, it's gonna snow, and you want them to get out and breathe some fresh air. And focusing on the bigger picture really helps because at the end of the day, you want the kids to say, I had a great day today. It was a great Sunday. Not because you went to a million places and you had gourmet dinners, but because the atmosphere in the house was happy, calm, accepting, and loving for the most part. It's hard to do this 24/7. It's totally hard, but it's our goal to have our kids reflect back onto our lives at home that it was calm for the most part, it was loving. And that's our goal. Focus on the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that I just want to spend time with my family. The little nuances of making dinner, um, making sure the house is tidy, and making sure it's all gourmet, and I serve everyone exactly what they want. Yes, this is the ideal, what we strive for, but it usually doesn't happen, and this usually stresses us out. So let's not live in a world that's not ideal, because we don't live in that type of world, and Hashem does not expect something from us which we cannot do. However, the bigger picture, focusing on what's really important, the bigger picture is what's important. What's important is I just want to spend time with my family. So if I know that and it rains and it snows, okay, so we'll do something in the house. We'll play hide and seek, whatever that it is. What's important is that you're focusing on the bigger picture. What do you really want? Number 10 is a combination. So it's prayer and using your imagination. For the past decade or so, I prayed to be calmer and more composed. I mean, it's my kids even tell me, Mom, I tell them, may you be calm and composed. And I ask Hashem to help me to be calm and composed. And, when you do something over and over, it becomes part of your nature. It becomes a new habit. And I can tell you, I reached the stage of being calm most of the time. I do have my times when I'm not as calm as I want to be. I'm a normal person, but most of the time I am calm because I reached these practices. I've practiced them many, many times for many, many years, and I hope they can be helpful to you, because reaching a state of calm, we're going to do our best when we reach calmness. So when you pray, you ask Hashem to help you stay calm. Give me the ability, enable me, Hashem, to be calm, composed, and collected. So the 3 C's: calm, composed, and collected. And I'm going to leave you with a practical tip of how to stay calm. Is imagine yourself actually living this challenge that you want to stay calmer in. So let's say it's greeting the kids when they come home from school, or having the meeting with your boss. Even internally, you're not calm, or being around this family member or relative that constantly makes you irritated and not calm and anxious. So you're imagining yourself calm in that meeting or in that situation. The imagination already creates something, a possibility that could happen, and you could easily almost like live it if it happens. So I hope these were helpful to you as much as they were helpful to me. May we merit to stay calm despite any challenge and any circumstance. Leah Abramov, being and becoming, awakening awareness of your greatness and potential.